It was a day that began like any other in the Oval Office, calm, methodical, and filled with the hum of political power. The president was preparing for an important meeting with foreign diplomats, a discussion that could reshape international relations. But, as history often proves, nothing stays quiet for long when you least expect it. The door suddenly swung open, and in walked none other than Elon Musk, the eccentric billionaire entrepreneur known for shaking up industries and defying conventions. With his usual flair for the dramatic, Musk bypassed security and strode straight into the heart of American power. His reason for crashing the most secure office in the world. To talk about Dogecoin, the cryptocurrency that had, under Musk's influence, taken the world by storm. As aides scrambled in disbelief and the president's staff went into a panic, Musk stood there, casually holding his phone. "I just thought it was time to have the real discussion. Doge is the future. Don't you agree?" he quipped, his trademark grin plastered on his face. The tension in the room was palpable. The president, flanked by his advisors, stared in stunned silence. What was supposed to be a day of serious diplomacy had turned into a circus of Silicon Valley proportions. The world was about to witness an unexpected collision of politics and technology, one that would leave everyone asking, how far was Elon Musk willing to go to make Doge the currency of the future? It was only a matter of seconds before the aides began rushing into the room, eyes wide, attempting to remove Musk from the Oval Office. But Musk, ever the disruptor, raised a hand and calmly gestured for them to stop. "Listen, I'm not here to cause chaos. I just think it's time we talk about something that's far more important than whatever you're planning with your foreign relations," Musk said, looking directly at the president. The president, visibly frustrated but trying to maintain composure, leaned forward. "Elon, I'm in the middle of a crucial conversation with international leaders. This isn't the time to discuss your cryptocurrency obsession." Musk chuckled. "No offense, Mr. President, but it is the time. Let's be real. The future of the global economy is shifting, and Doge is part of that shift. We need to discuss what the future of money looks like, not what the past looked like." The room fell silent. The advisors exchanged uncomfortable glances. No one knew how to react. Musk had a history of making bold statements, but this was a whole new level. His reputation for changing the world, whether through Tesla, SpaceX, or Twitter, had earned him a platform few people would dare challenge. But Doge, it all started as a meme, a joke cryptocurrency that had somehow exploded into one of the most talked about digital assets in the world. But under Musk's influence, it had evolved from a joke into something more. He had tweeted about it, championed it, and even said that one day it could be the currency of the people. "I've been saying for months now, Doge isn't just a meme. It's the people's currency. Think about it. It's decentralized, it's accessible, and it's fast. It's fun. The world is looking for something different than the banks and politicians who control the economy," Musk said, pacing the room with enthusiasm. "Doge is freedom. Doge is revolution." The president, struggling to hide his confusion, leaned back in his chair. "I understand the enthusiasm, Elon, but you're asking me to consider a cryptocurrency as an alternative to our entire financial system. This is the White House, not a tech startup. You can't just waltz in here and make demands." Musk stopped pacing and looked directly at the president, his tone shifting from playful to serious. "I'm not demanding anything. I'm offering an opportunity. The world is changing, Mr. President. The rise of cryptocurrencies isn't a trend, it's a movement. The only question is whether the United States is going to lead it or sit back and watch while other countries take the reins." For a moment, the room was quiet. The president's advisors looked at each other, unsure of how to proceed. Musk had a point. Cryptocurrencies were rapidly gaining global traction, and countries like China and El Salvador had already taken significant steps toward embracing them. But then, the president raised an eyebrow. "And you think Doge, of all cryptocurrencies, is the one that will change the world?" Musk's grin returned, and he pulled up a chart on his phone, showing the meteoric rise of Doge's value. "You bet. It's already done it once. Why not again?" The tension reached a boiling point when Musk leaned in, his voice lowered but steady. "Look, Mr. President, you're focused on what's happening now. I'm focused on what's coming next. The world doesn't need more red tape and regulation. People want a currency they can trust, that's fast and accessible. Doge is already here. You can either take a seat at the table or miss out." At this, the president finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "Elon, I'm not opposed to innovation. But the world isn't ready for a currency that's this volatile, that's based on nothing more than memes and tweets. We can't just throw away decades of economic stability for something that hasn't proven itself. Musk, ever the visionary, smiled. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's time we stop trying to hold on to the past. The system was never stable to begin with, it was just controlled. Doge doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to everyone. And that's the kind of change the world needs. It was a standoff of epic proportions. The president, trapped between the old guard and the new wave of technology, found himself at a crossroads. Could he afford to ignore the growing power of digital currencies? Or was Musk simply too far ahead of his time? The room was left in stunned silence as Musk stood up, his phone still in hand, ready to leave. He had said his piece, and now it was up to the president to decide how to respond. Think about it, Musk said, turning toward the door. Doge is more than just a joke, it's the future. And whether you like it or not, the future is coming faster than you think. With that, he walked out of the Oval Office, leaving behind a room full of advisors, a president unsure of what to do, and the world, once again, waiting to see what Musk would do next. As the door closed behind him, the president stared at the empty space, a single thought running through his mind. Was this just another one of Musk's publicity stunts, or was Doge truly the future of money? The world was watching, and Musk had made sure everyone was paying attention.